descending from the tribe of Africa, inspired by the great black leaders.
Vainglorious, this is protected by the red, the black, and the green, with a key. Zoom.
Dynamic, articulate.
If hip-hop has the ability to corrupt young minds, it also has the ability to uplift them.
Cause I'm seeing bright visions of how we should be living. Unified, strong, making our own decisions. Hip-hop city, higher minds will listen. Some won't get it and find time for dissing. But I've always been ahead of the preservation mission. So I've always been the head of the preservation mission. And one sure way to preserve what we're spitting. Preserve what we've written. Preserve how we wiggling. Preserve our mixing, our raw sound. It's to finally establish a small hip-hop resort town. A place where artists from all over the earth can come and find peace, can come and spit their verse, can find support of all sorts for arts done for fun to achieve this.
Hi, welcome. My name is Trinny Cee, and I'm here today in the studio with none other than the one and only, straight out of St. Paul, Dubb J. Man, I've been trying to get him here forever, and I have to remember it's a process of remembering who I want on and when I want on, and also it's all about timing. So welcome, Dubb J. Tell the screen, those who are watching, who are you?
Well, I'm Dubb J. Wilbur Jackson. Everybody knows me as Dubb J. Artist, community activist, actor, father, football coach.
Right.
Out of St. Paul, Minnesota.
Right.
So that's pretty much, you know, sum it up in a couple words.
Strong roots to the Rondo community.
Definitely Rondo
Okay.
Rays. Shout out to Rondo
Rays,
Rays.
for sure. You just did something on an album. Was it Rondo Rays?
Yeah, Danny
right.
Gibbons,
Danny
OMG.
Gibbons?
Yeah, OMG.
Give Me My Roses. Is that
Yeah.
okay? I love that song. It's actually on my playlist on my iTunes. So
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite songs right now.
Yeah.
Roses.
So how long have you been? Let's really quickly talk about the music side. How long have you been an entertainer and artist?
Well,
And an actor, I should say, too.
So
yeah.
I started the introduction to my artistry. I began as a poet when I was 11 years old, and that's something you probably never knew about me.
I didn't.
And so it's crazy because I'll never forget my fourth grade teacher at Webster Elementary. Her name is Ms. Nordstrom, and she introduced me to poetry.
What?
And so I wrote a poem about love, and she liked it so much, she entered it into a school contest.
What?
And I won.
That?
And so
you've been winning since you was 11, before you was 11,
and
for real.
So then that was fourth grade. So in fifth grade, they believed in me when I was in fifth grade, and so they put me in another poetry class because I went to the same school, and it was the same teachers who put me in a poetry class. And so I used to write poems, and they entered my poems into a statewide contest.
I did not know this. How long have I been knowing you?
And I won.
And he won.
And I won. And so from there, I basically won a statewide poetry contest at 11 years old.
What?
And from there, they published my poems. And I used to have to read poems. They published my poems, and then I would have to read them at Barnes and Nobles all over the Twin Cities.
Look at you.
So this is when I was 11 years old.
Look at you.
And a lot of people really don't know. Like my close friends who know, because I tell this story, they know. But you know, that's what started me into my artistry.
Nice.
Of me being a writer. And so from 12 to 16, I pretty much was, being a normal kid. And then at 16, my mom won a grant and got a computer that had all this music stuff on it. And it had a wave studio.
Wave studio and all the production stuff.
And its rest is history. I became a rapper overnight.
Yes.
And I instantly, I would like to say, or feel like I just became good at it.
Nice. You are very good at it. Yeah, and you're well respected. Even in the Gen X, right now, they just be like, oh, they be bamming certain songs. And Justin was in the car the other day, and he was like, who's that? And I was like, that's Dubb J and Danny Gibbons. He was like, what? I'm like, remember I told you I went to the little album release? So yeah, so you are a big part. You're doing positive things. I want to really quickly touch on, is it expensive to be an artist? Is there a lot of self-investment that goes into it as far as studio time or photo shoots or?
And so definitely, it's definitely expensive. And then it's like when you get the spark to want to be an artist, you don't know about it.
Right.
You don't.
You go in just gung ho
You go in and you think it's like just one way.
Right.
But
That's
it's so much more to just studio time.
Right.
You know, it's so
a
much.
good producer. It's the sound.
Man,
it's the
you
quality.
gotta pay
it's
for
the equipment.
everything. And
right.
so it's really for I would say like local artists and just artists period in the industry trying to make it. You become an overnight CEO of your own life and your own business
and your own
brand. And so
yes,
it's a lot of investment and work that comes into place because as an artist, you wear so many hats. And so you don't just get to be the artist, you got to be everything.
Right.
And you got to pay for it.
And you have to pay for it. And you have to remember sometimes when you get in sticky situations, as the face of your brand, as that CEO, you have to do a lot of humbling yourself and learn how to, learn how to work through emotions, learn how to do critical situations, emergency preparedness.
And
that.
so, and it's like when I started, I had like all my friends basically just supported me. And then throughout my timeline of me doing the music, and went from that to just me supporting me. And then I had, a business owner by the name of
just
Black.
Me supporting me.
Me supporting me.
Because at the end of the day, all you got is you.
Me. And I had like my best friend Stacks, shout out to Weed and Lifestyle. It was pretty much just me and him. You know what I mean? And so.
You sure y'all ain't brothers?
Brothers from another.
Right.
But it's a lot of work that goes into it. And so it's definitely an investment, but it's rewarding.
Right.
It's definitely rewarding.
I heard it a little bit about your highs of the Poetry 11, the state competitions, the Barnes and Noble. Congratulations on all of that. Just real quickly, touch on the lows, because I really want to, there's people that watch the show that are young and coming up. And yes, it's great to be on stage. Yes, it's great to be seen. But also, what's the lows of it? Is it like competition? Is it you doubt yourself?
So I went on an interview live on Lake Street, and they asked me kind of a similar question about like the roses aspect, because for artists, a lot of artists feel like they're not supported. And so I've always been an artist who knew how to get support. But for me, the lows would just be like music is like a mood for me. It really is. It's a mood. And so I'm a human, so sometimes I'm not in the mood. You know what I mean?
Fine.
And sometimes,
right, just like you got writer's block or something, right?
And so then when I'm not in the mood, them is life situations that's happening. Like me going to prison in 2010. Me losing everything in my studio in 2018. Having studio issues and team issues in 2015. It's been times where I stopped doing music for a year or two.
Right.
And it was my lows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was just a mood, because I gained my strength from the people. Like, the people give me my strength. And so when I'm going through different things, it's like a battle.
Yeah.
No lies. It's a battle.
Yeah.
It's definitely
and your
a battle.
creativity is put on pause.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a battle. And I would definitely say, like, them is like my lows. It's just not being in the mood, feeling like the people don't feel it right now, or now is not the right time to be doing this. I had coached football for a few years, and also just like trying to find the balance as a father and just everything. It was, I would say, like the low times of me being an artist, just trying to navigate those spaces.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to come back and touch on some highs. My name is Trinny Cee. I'm here with Dubb J, live and direct, CCX Video Studios. Big up the team behind the scenes.
All right, peace, y'all. This be Graveyard Shifter. When I'm in the Twin Cities, I watch Hip Hop Nation on FirstWorld TV. Peace.
Hi, my name is Trinny, and we're back here in the studio again with the one and only Dubb J. We were talking really quickly about lows. You tapped in and about your being a father and being a coach in the community. To me, as a mom, and my kids love sports, that's like a high to see brothers on the sidelines volunteering their time and pouring into our sons and daughters. So while you were going through your low, wasn't that really kind of a high too at the end of the day, where you figured out like, I'm important, I'm of value, I'm investing in this community, I'm taking what I learned back in my high school days and, you know, fine-tuning it a little bit?
Let me just clarify. Those I spoke in that space as lows as an artist.
As an artist. Thank you for the
know what I
clarity.
mean?
Okay.
That was like a downtime for me as an artist.
Got it.
But as a human being and as a father, I wouldn't be the Dubb who I am today without it. And so that was a high. Days. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think one thing about me, God blessed me with the gift of influence.
Okay.
I was able to be a leader amongst my peers and be one of the, young men who was able to coach their kids. You know what I mean? And kind of plant the seed in the community to where now you might go to the West Side Boosters and see 10 homies or multiple homies that you would see from the neighborhood actually out there coaching and participating.
What's what left of our rec
programs?
Left of it? Because come on, man, they're trying to like.
And so that's
cut those off.
And so that's a seed I planted in 2016, 17. And so you see a lot of more of that today.
Right.
And so that definitely was a high working at Jimmy Lee and becoming a football coach for 4 years.
Nice. Yes. And again, you were thought of very highly because there's children that brag about that and they like to see the multifaceted things that come out in our men and our women, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, he's an artist, he's a coach, he's a dad. Like, people are watching. The young people are watching at all times.
Yeah.
Who is one of your inspirations or a couple of your inspirations out here? As artist, as a human, as Dubb J, as Wilbert?
And so I don't want to sound like I'm putting too much weight on my shoulders, but I would say Joshua, number one. Okay. So Christ. So, I'm highly influenced by Christ. And for me, it just means like to live righteously.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's like my first kind of real motivation. My father, my big brother, them are all like my motivations to be like a good man, a great man. And then like music wise, I gotta say Tupac.
Okay.
Like Tupac, motivated me early on in my life, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, 13 years old, 12 years old when Tupac passed away. And for me, he kind of taught me how to do music. Oh. And so I give Tupac the credit on why you could hear me on a Roses, why you could hear me on a This Is For The Grown Up, and why you could hear me on some street stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a plethora of different topics that Tupac rapped about.
He really did.
And so them are my motivation. Now when you go to like the Twin Cities motivation as an artist, I would say artists like Dank Smoke, artists like Mayhem, like I always give them their flowers. Artists like Shotty Boo, who was like for me big in my career early on. He was like kind of like a big brother, homie to me. Like he used to be everywhere with me and Stacks. He was a part of my entourage.
And such a kind soul. I remember seeing him at Arnella's and stuff, and like he just like, you really would just want to hug him and just absorb all the energy.
Like Shotty was like a part of my entourage, and he was like the freestyle king. So whenever I threw an event, I would have him host it.
Right.
And he would come and do his thing, the F the police and all that. And he'd get the crowd going. And so then was like my artist motivations. I would say Minnesota Threat as well. Like I put all of them up there as like the guys who I seen who was older than me, who was doing their thing, it made me like, man, I could really do this. So I would say those things is motivation.
Do you think in the last decade the hip hop culture has changed as far as the temperature of the music?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's funny because me and my partners, like, we was just talking recently, and like we didn't have social media, so
Say it again.
my era of me putting out music and why like some people haven't heard of me is because I was doing my thing before
social
like
media.
the social media
Yeah,
era.
when you put flyers up on
You know,
poles and stuff,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I was
People are like
selling my
flyers.
music on the corner. I was it wasn't
You really were. You had the CDs.
yeah,
and
it wasn't really no streaming. I'm probably the first or one of the first, if not the first artist from Twin Cities to like start putting music videos out on YouTube in 06 and 07. Like that was my first music videos like 16, 17 years ago.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Do you feel like the Gen X understands true hip hop as far as the culture and the roots?
I think they do. And what we gotta understand what hip hop really means.
Okay, tell us.
And so hip hop is organic.
Oh.
Hip hop is the throwaways. You know, hip hop is the people that can't get in somewhere.
Okay.
And gotta find their own way.
And they gotta fight extra hard.
Hip hop is the young man rapping with the studio in the basement and coming with a raunchy song that that sparks the nation.
Right.
Hip hop is like coming from the bottom. It's the people that it's dance, it's the movement, it's a social club, it's social life.
It's the lows,
It's everything in our community
Yep.
that what we go through. So when you speak about like has the generation changed? It has changed through technology.
Yes.
However, I believe the spirit of hip hop is still the same.
Nice.
And so that's where today we get the rawness, like we get the uncut version
Yes.
of realities where typically when Tupac would talk about it and they would speak on it on levels of we're bringing this to the masses. We get to see it every day now through social media.
Really and truly.
Because the young people kind of create it.
Right.
And so that's what hip hop means to me. So I believe like everything's on point as far as what we see today in hip hop.
Okay. We'll be right back to talk more with the one and only Dubb J, straight out of Rondo, St. Paul.
Yeah.
What's good, everybody? It's your girl, EB, and when I'm in the Twin Cities, I watch Hip Hop Nation on FirstWorld TV.
We're back, live and direct. Well, pre-taped live and direct, but it's an island saying live and direct, straight from CCX Media Studios. My name is Trinny Cee, and I have the honor of being here with a good family friend, community activist, leader, father, coach, artist, poet, the one and only Dubb J. I've learned so much, and I've known him for like 25 years, like literally. But I was busy being super mom. So anyways, I want to tap in a little bit. I heard there was like some controversy lately about Mount Rushmore and what? Like, let's just fill us in real quick because I want the deets.
So I went on a live on Lake Street podcast and gave an interview, and they asked me like about the Mount Rushmore of St. Paul.
Oh.
And I gave my opinion, but I feel like it was kind of like thrown at me in like a messy way where I didn't know the questions they were finna ask me, but it's like he kind of asked me something twice. He asked me something the first time, and I gave a
response, and he didn't like it.
Like a political correct answer.
Right.
But then he asked me again, and I just like spoke my mind.
Okay.
However, at the same time, I didn't even know they were finna ask me nothing about the Mount Rushmore questions.
Okay.
And so I didn't really have like a get to think about, I just kind of spoke like, just gave my honest opinion just right away. But it's like, I just wanted to kind of clarify and just kind of give the flowers, you know what I mean, to, I would say DMG and an honorary Mad Ron. I would say, you know, I want to give the flowers to Shotty Boo, who a legendary hip-hop figure, and kind of just say, like, my whole point was to say, like, a Mount Rushmore is old timers, old heads, OGs.
Pioneers.
And so pioneers. And so I put myself on the list because I'm a pioneer of this generation.
You really are. I
mean?
think sometimes people look at our skin and they don't realize we've been here.
You know, I'm a pioneer of this generation. And I'm like, I'm the first artist to do a lot of stuff in Minnesota for this generation.
Right. And you've been, like you said, you've been in movies. You're a poet.
You know, I'm the first artist who,
brand, yeah.
You know, I'm the first artist to like really put my music videos on YouTube. I'm the first young artist out of our generation to really start getting paid for shows from our local generation and throwing shows, throwing events.
Right.
I'm the first young artist out of our generation to actually produce film.
Minnesota
and
Delivery.
Star in my own film. Shout out to the Minnesota Delivery.
Right.
And things like that.
Right.
And so, you know, I'm the first artist to really kind of like produce other young artists and kind of like lay the foundation.
Right.
And so that's why I'm on the Rushmore.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think like people just kind of took it the wrong way. It was a couple artists that I'm really not a fan of musically, yet they still do their thing and they deserve their flowers as well.
Right.
However, I just feel like they're not like Mount Rushmore category.
Right.
They're their own category.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, a lot of times, like when I speak, it's always going to people be checking for it, whether it's good or bad. And I would say this too, it was some like unprofessionalism on my part.
Right.
To speak on those things without thinking about it and kind of like just going in an interview blindly, not knowing what they finna say.
That's why you made sure to ask the questions.
Like
what
that.
I was going to ask, yeah.
I definitely say like a message to the young artists, man, you got to think this things through and kind of just learn how to like keep your professional hat on at all times and understand like is bigger than your opinion, and your opinion matters so much because you have the influence to influence people. So you kind of just gotta take it serious.
I just really want to quickly tap on that though. I watch a little bit of that podcast.
Yeah.
And the vibe is almost like they intentionally want to draw you out, what we say in our culture, in the Caribbean culture. Like they're intentionally like digging to bring out this side of you. And I don't like that. A good journalist and somebody in media and somebody that's really trying to get the message across and give the person the space to act or speak on the topics, allow them to do that without bad-minding them. So, don't be hard on yourself. It's a learning experience. Like you said, it's a teaching moment. It's a teaching moment.
For sure.
But also, people that are out here trying to make sure our community's represented, stay focused on that. Because what you're doing by, you know what I'm saying, doing certain things, people are watching and we don't like it. I want to see, especially our men of color, especially our artists, I want to see them, all of their highlights highlighted, if that makes sense. Yeah. I want to hear about your journey. You went to prison, you went to this, you did this, you took time off, you did a sabbatical, you came back, and now you are in our community, taking everything that you went through in those trenches and trying to build us up. Let's highlight that. Let's highlight the highlights for real. So, you know. And
so I think like, to just give a little input, I think like all the journalists, all the Minnesota journalists, all the podcasts, I think that we all just have some work to do.
Yes.
And we can't just cut corners by exploiting social media.
Thank you. Right, or exploiting us to get your likes and your ratings up.
And so I just want to say as well, like shout out to Live on Lake Street, my boy Lil Chief, and all the other podcasts. At the same time, it's like when we're highlighting artists and we're giving interviews, do some homework. And as an artist, do your homework and put your professional hat on. you know,
Right.
professionalism.
Right.
Professionalism.
Right. Because at the end of the day, what is it all about?
You know, what is it about?
What is it all about? You won't have
like,
your podcast if I'm not here to be interviewed.
And so it's like in that particular space, they did an interview with me. Now, one person knew me, but the actual interviewer didn't know nothing about me. And so you got to kind of do your homework and ask the right questions.
And that is literally a part of journalism.
Have
talking points, speaking points,
you know?
All of that.
And so,
yes.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for finally coming on the show. I'm sorry it took so long to reach out. I'm trying to, you know, change how the juices flow here and tap into all different types of people in our community that are connected to hip hop. They don't necessarily have to be an artist, but as people of color, I feel like we are all connected to hip hop. And I want to thank you because, like I said, my sons, not only my bonus son, who's your dearest friend, but my sons really, they speak highly of you. They do look up to you. You are an important part of our Rondo community. You are valued. We love you and continue to do the work that you're doing. And thank you. Merci beaucoup from the bottom of our hearts.
No, I appreciate that, and I just want to say, I'm about to release my full catalog.
Okay.
So I'm in the process of releasing all my catalog, and when I say I mean the whole hood's catalog, because we were like the foundation of the music scene in our neighborhood.
Right.
And so we finna release all the catalog from 2004. All the way to 2023.
And then you'll be out there on all the platforms.
And also, everybody go check out WeEatinLifestyle.com. It's a brand, lifestyle brand that we represent. We Eatin' Lifestyle. And shout out to One App. Shout out to Skrillionte, Young Gamble, Real World K. Shout out to them. Keep doing y'all thing. We keep pushing.
Okay.
And let's keep matching.
All right. Again, this is your girl, Trinny Cee, live and direct here. We've had the honor of being here with Dubb J. Have a wonderful part of the day.
Man, it's Dubb J. When I'm in the Twin Cities, I watch Hip Hop Nation on FirstWorld TV. Peace.
Welcome. We're back live and direct here. My name is Trinny Cee, and I'm rocking with this beautiful queen in the house, the one and only Nicole Pacini.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
So the first thing we got to do is, you know, ask you, let the Twin Cities know, let everybody who's following on YouTube know, who are you?
Oh my gosh, it's such a loaded question.
Yeah, well, we got time. Tell us.
Oh, wow. Okay, so again, my name is Nicole Pacini. I live in the Twin Cities area. I moved to Minneapolis when I was 22 years old.
Oh, so just like a couple months ago.
I'll be living here 30 years.
Oh, you
this
wear it
year.
well, queen. You wear it well.
Thank you. So oh goodness, I never thought to answer, because most people say, oh, I'm a mom, I'm a this, I'm a that. I'm so much more than just that.
Correct.
I'm a creative person. I like to inspire others. I am transitioning into who I am.
Nice.
I'm becoming into the person that I think I've always needed and wanted to be. I am an Aries.
Nice.
I'm very fierce and bold. I am a little bit of an extrovert. Maybe people don't know that about me, but I have like this shy, reserved side. But I'm very like loud and bodacious sometimes. But I'm very, quiet and chill. I like my peace. I like my plants. I love my family. I'm like that all around, down to earth girl from Chicago.
From Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. What part? There's a lot of amazing people here from Chicago. What part of Chicago are you from?
South Side.
South Side? I go there like 2-3 times a year. Okay. Literally. Okay. I have a lot of connections to the Caribbean community there. I actually support an event called Shy Party Weekend. That's a 3-day weekend there. You should come. It's in June. Okay. I'm supposed to be an ambassador. But I love Chicago. I do too. My kids be like, why are you going to Chicago? Where? Life's best. I'm like, man, if you grew up in Trinidad in the ghetto, you can survive anywhere.
I love Chicago.
Like, literally.
I'm like a tourist when I go home.
Are you?
Mm-hmm. Well, I go to all the places and do all the things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I be right in the trenches. Like, somebody be like, you on the west side? You went to the Taste? Like, oh, like, what you do? You went to Uncle Joe's in that part of town? That's where our people are. That's where all the good food is. All
you know about Uncle Joe's?
Yes, I know about Uncle Joe's.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, and I was there when he
opened. I
used
to eat the jerk chicken back in the day, but I don't eat chicken anymore.
Okay. But they got the Ital is good, too, which is that vegan vegetable Caribbean dish. But Yes. So Chicago is, I love Chi-Town. I got a lot of good friends there. Okay. So it makes sense. You got all that ambiance to you. I see lately you're doing a lot of creative content on social media that it just is so, it is broad range, just like plants, and it's like the other day you were talking about Houston White's brand, and you know, stuff that if us busy people on the go, us super moms or whatever, don't have moments to tap into, you are really that digital creator that's putting that out there. Do you look at yourself like that? Because I'm just like, wow, she gives me the 411 on a lot.
You know what? Thank you for saying that.
Yes.
Because I'm in the process of rebranding all of my stuff, and so I need to hear things like that, because I like to know what it is that people want to see and hear and what they value.
Okay.
So that's important.
Yes.
So thank you for saying that. I do things that I'm naturally gravitated to. I don't do things like the dancing videos. I may do a few of those, you know, but I don't do a lot of things that certain creators do. I do things that I normally do in the house. So if I'm watering my plants, I'm going to get some content.
But there's people that want to know that and do it and want to connect with people like that. So we have to remember there's different strokes for different folks.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm in the process of trying to figure this out.
Okay.
You know, like, what do people value? What do they want to see? What would they watch? Mm-hmm. And what would they support?
Right.
And so I'm a huge advocate of Black businesses.
Right.
So
am I. All my business has to, except for Tarjay runs and the gas station, all my business, all my events, everything have to be done with people of color. And I love working with women of color as well.
Yes. We need to connect
afterwards
and stuff, because and I don't want anything in return from it. Mm-hmm. I want people to know that we exist, and I want people to be able to put their money into our pockets. Right. That's the most important thing.
Connect.
And the connection.
Right.
And so when I share all the Black business owners and things like that, I buy their products.
Me too. That's why I'm there. I'm not just there to be like, hey, it's me, and walk away.
I wear them. I rock them proudly. And it's important for me to continue to do that. So that is always going to be a part of my content. And so, like I said, I just kind of do things, you know. I don't do like the makeup tutorials and stuff. I'm not very good at that, but I could probably do that. And somebody's like, oh my God, I didn't know how to put my lipstick on properly. I don't know.
I mean, there's different strokes for different folks. I think also it's about attention span. One thing COVID and the pandemic really taught us is they are on this. Mm-hmm. I don't want to watch a makeup tutorial all the time. I know how to do makeup. I mean, I don't want the big caked up look. I like to be highlighted with different things. I want to learn about plants. I want to see where Houston White's got popping. I want to be able to be connected to things that I don't have the time to go out and research. And I know I'm not alone in that. I also think with that, there's age. The Gen Z is like this. Go out to dinner. They are always like this. Yeah. They're going to be... You know, they're pretty soon we're going to have carpal tunnel and neck tunnel from them being like this because they stay like this. Yeah. For us, I think to a certain age group, 30 and up maybe, we can only do this for a limited amount of time because maybe we're still working on the computer all day long. And so I want it to be intentional. I want it to be educational. Okay. And, you know, they say 15 to 30 seconds of attention span. No, we will watch that 1 minute. Okay. We will watch that 2 minute.
You heard her.
But she'll watch it. It's also, again, like you said, there's people that want to know. There's a lot of people that are into plants.
I know.
My baby cousin, he is a dancer, but he's into plants.
Okay.
He was on IG the other day with his aloe vera plant. Mm-hmm. And just this is something that grows in Trinny. I could tap in and teach him, but I'm like, let him teach me. Okay. So yeah, there's a need, and we see you. That's and my good friend Nicole Williams, she was the first person to respond, and I'd already seen your movements and stuff. And again, I want to get people on this show that are from all different backgrounds and doing all different types of things, but again, that are connected to our community. And community sees you, and we need you. We need digital content experts and consultants that's going to see outside of a different peripheral.
Okay. I got you.
Yes.
I'm doing it.
Yes. One thing I want to say before we go to break is it's interesting, especially living in America, how people talk about they want to support Black businesses. And I took for granted growing up in Trinidad and Canada. Canada's very, very, very diverse. So everybody's going to be a different background. You go to the European shop for sausage, you go to the Indian man for curry and rice, like literally. That sounds racist, but it's very, very there's a high demographic of everybody. But in Trinidad, everybody you did business with was a person of color. The bankers, the doctors.
I love that.
And so for a long while, for me, it was like, that's the only way I can move.
Okay.
And some of my Caucasian friends were like, well, why is that so important to you? I'm like, why not? So remember, there's other cultures, other communities that this is natural. And so what we're doing is only natural. On that note, we'll be right back. My name is Trinny Cee. I'm here with Nicole Pacini. Here on Hip Hop Nation, First World TV.
Hi, I'm Willie Green from Real Deal ENT, and when I'm in the Twin Cities, I watch Hip Hop Nation on First World TV.
We're back, live and direct, two beautiful black queens sharing the spotlight. But again, it's all about her today. So, as a beautiful black woman in your 40s, in your 30s, in your 50s,
I'm 51.
51. We be looking better than some of these 20-years out, you know?
I'll be 52 in April.
What did Jay-Z say? Tell us, you've gone through almost, civil rights changes and women's rights changes and stuff. What's it been like to navigate spaces in the Midwest as a woman of color?
I just, I don't move that way. I know who I am. I'm a black woman. I can't change that.
Okay.
And so what I can do is help to amplify us in a way where everybody sees us, because sometimes they don't see us. But you see this.
Right.
But you know what I mean. Sometimes they don't recognize us. They don't see us. We're not valuable enough. We haven't done enough. We haven't put in enough work. There's all these parameters about what we can and what we cannot do. But I don't see that for myself.
Right.
And one of the reasons is because, I was a teenage mom. I had my first child when I was 18.
Okay.
So I was pregnant in high school. So I've been through so much stuff in my young life that, when I hit my 30s, I'm like, okay, I understand why I had to go through certain things.
Right.
But I never like really walked in.
Grew into the skin almost.
Yeah.
It was like, who am I? What am I? I mean, I was a mom, but what else?
Right. But it was never like, oh, I'm this black girl.
Right.
Who needs to accomplish this in the world. Like, I see that for myself now, and I see it for my daughters.
Right.
I see it for my whole family, but I never walked into that. But like I said, I'm just born this way.
Right.
But I think black women are so beautiful. I just think we're so badass. Can I say that word?
You can say bad.
I think we're just bad to the bone, to our core.
Yeah.
And whatever we decide to do, we're going to thrive in it.
Yes. I was down in Florida last weekend on a girls' trip with one of my beautiful black queen friends. And everywhere we went was just us. And we were just like, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And the black woman embraced it. Mm-hmm. Here I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. People look at me like, oh my gosh, is she high? But I was raised down south, Caribbean. We were like, we have to say good morning, good evening, or else you get too top. And we were just, everywhere we went, it was just us. It was all forms of melanin, shapes,
I love that.
Sizes, everything. And then we get on the plane and we're like, oh my gosh, and it really, again, it was life-changing for me because, like you said, I'm born and raised an Indian Negro woman. We call it Douglas in Trinidad and Tobago. Jamaicans call it Coolie Babu. I'm a mix-up gal. There's a lot of interracial racism in the Caribbean. Either you're Indian or you're black. If you both, somebody's parent was doing the naughty and they shouldn't have been. And so you have that interracial racism, that colorism. But I was always proud to just be a Douglas gal. It didn't matter. Like, I'm proud of my color. Sometimes I'd be like, the hair, and I now share that with the world because I feel like, especially being around younger people, I have an 18-year-old, a 23-year-old, I have bonus children in their 30s. At times that wasn't, living in this country, that wasn't embraced. Yeah. It was like the worst thing to be a person of color. And now we stand in front of the mirror like, we can't help it. Like you said, this is us. This is us. Embrace it, love it, get used to it. We ain't going nowhere, we multiplying.
I used to, when growing up in Chicago, I went to a Catholic school and we had to wear uniforms.
Mm-hmm, same here.
And, we weren't like dolled up and anything like that.
You couldn't be because the nuns would.
you just came to school in your uniform. But I always remember, everyone would focus on my lips. I used to wear red glasses. Red glasses, like Sally Jesse Raphael.
Nice.
And I had these red glasses and these full lips. And no one ever talked about anything else but these red glasses and my full lips. And for a while, I would just like tuck my lips in. Just tuck them in.
Yeah, because it's almost like it made you subconscious. Like
like stop talking about my lips all the time. But now, you know, I wear bright colors. This is not bright. It's like a nude. Yeah. It matches my skin tone. But I'll wear red, purple.
I probably rocking the purples and the blues.
Yeah, I rock some purple lipstick. And so now it's like, you're going to see
ashamed. You're embracing it.
I was never ashamed. I just was tired of you talking
about it. Ah. Right.
You know, just stop talking about it.
Did it make you insecure though?
No.
You just were tired of them talking about it.
I just was tired of talking about it.
Right. So why didn't you just say, I'm tired of you talking about my lips?
I probably did. I probably got suspended, you know. Catholic schools, they suspend you for everything.
Your shoes ain't white.
I'm pretty sure I probably did.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I did.
So how do you figure out what are you going to digitally produce day to day or week to week?
I don't, and that's what I'm working on. When I say I'm figuring out,
so it just sounds so natural. You're just like
figuring out this
store.
branding. No, it's literally what am I doing?
You did the food the other day.
Yeah, but what am I doing right now?
Right.
So just record it.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the you were in Target, I think, in the Black woman's organic food. What's the name today?
Tabitha Brown.
Tabitha Brown.
Yeah, I love her.
And I was like, I did not know there was food.
Yeah. See.
You need a contract.
I love Tabitha Brown, and I started following her before she was this big. Yeah, and I was following her because she went vegan.
Okay.
And I think we started a vegan diet at the same time, and so I was following her, watching what she was cooking and all of that type of stuff.
Right.
And then she just, she blew up.
Literally, after you posted, there was 10 people on my page that I think are connected to you that were like about the popcorn.
Oh, the popcorn.
I saw everybody just like posting about the popcorn.
Oh my gosh, that popcorn.
So maybe you should connect with Tabitha, because I think that when your little like 3-minute post, were you in Target?
I was in Target, but see, when I was in Target getting content for her, I was getting stuff for myself. I wasn't just going to Target to get content. So as I'm in Target,
Nicole.
I'm in Target, I'm like, let me get some content here. But then I also saw the Black History selection, and there was multiple Black History selections in Target, and so I got content from that. But I just spread them out.
Right.
I didn't lump them all into one, so that there was like, there were the coloring books and the mugs and all this type of things. And then there was the clothing.
Did you put them into reels on social media?
I put them into reels, but I separated them.
Yeah, because that's the thing now. It's reels, right?
Tabitha was on her own. She deserved to just be in her own,
So if you're looking for the 411 at Target, and her contract is coming soon.
I know everybody says, Target needs to hire you.
No, like seriously.
Make their clothes look good.
I know people.
This is from Target?
Yeah. I love Target. This is Target. Yeah.
I'm giving Target all the credit.
Yeah.
But this is
we didn't get no endorsements here at CCX Media.
But this is Black Brown. This is the Kalana Barfield Brown.
And shout out to Target, our Minneapolis corporation that makes sure to put us all on. They do so much for the community. But again, we're not being sponsored by them.
No,
so we're here again, just chopping it up, talking about what this amazing queen does, and literally how she is building her brand and educating the rest of the cities. We are going to take a quick break and come back and chop it up a little bit more about future goals and inspirations that's going to be on the horizons for Miss Nicole. I know, so much pressure.
I know.
My name is Trinny Cee, and I'm here live and direct at CCX Media Studios with FirstWorld TV on Hip Hop Nation.
What's up? What's up? Smoke D, House of DJs, Black Medallion Radio. And when I'm in town, I'm always checking out Hip Hop Nation on FirstWorld TV. Tune in. Shot bout.
We're back, and we have more inspirations to share from the beautiful queen, Miss Nicole. So I just want to know, as you're rebranding, I heard, I actually want to support Prince Kumi. He's doing this as well. He's got an event tomorrow, and it's all about the rebrand. In your mind, what is a rebrand?
For me, my rebrand is, people don't know everything that I do. Or they know everything that I do, but they don't know who I am.
Okay.
Or, it's always a mix.
How to sync it together.
Yeah, it's a mix of
Who's
everything.
the face of the brand? This is the brand, all of that. Yeah.
It's like, okay, I know you do video about different Black brands.
Right.
I know you're an author. I know you published a journal. I know it's like all this stuff they know. But what do you do?
Right. Everything.
Exactly. And so I have to be able to narrow that down, pinpoint it to, this is who I am. This is what you can look, like you said, this is what you can look forward to. This is what you find value in. And put it in a package that I can repeat to someone, that it makes sense. And I can send this paper to somebody and they say, give me some money. Help me grow my business. Okay. You know, that kind of thing.
So that's what's happening in 2023.
That's what's happening right now. That's
right now. That's happening in January.
Yeah. So the content stuff, you know, I've been creating content before it was a thing
before it was a digital content creator.
Exactly.
Before you could change your page type on Facebook.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so now
we literally have been doing that though.
Yeah, that's
the word of the day was pioneer, and I'm proud to be a pioneer. I know I look, but we're pioneers. So we've been doing this.
Yes. So now what I'm trying to do is the content that you see is,
how do you deliver it?
It's just I'm putting it out there. So when I blow up.
When?
Not if. I blow up.
When? Keyword when.
My page will be full of content already. Because sometimes people go viral and they have nothing on, you know, they have nothing there. You're like, oh, let me go see who this person is.
There's nothing.
It's like there's nothing there.
There's not even a link tree.
You know, but I have tons in my vault. But I'm just doing the things that I like to do on a daily basis, and I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it. Yeah. It's just like if I'm cooking something, put the phone out and just record it. Nice. I'm just gonna do content that just inspires me every day,
and it inspires the rest of us. Yeah,
so that's what it's all about.
What would you tell your younger self?
Girl, that's what I always say. Girl, child,
girl, child.
But you know, I know my younger self very well because I journaled as a young person. So I go back and read some of that stuff sometimes, and I'm like, wow. But my younger self is definitely a reflection of who I am today. I was actually much brighter as a young person.
When you say brighter, intellectual-wise, or a light in the community?
Brighter intellectually.
Okay.
There was not a lot of things that inhibited me. And I didn't have like now it's like we talk about social media and how it impacts everybody, but it really does, because you're always focused on your phone and scrolling and all of that.
Instead of focusing on documenting and writing and where did I put my journal and the type of pen and so the creativity part of it almost. Yes. Like our kids can't even sign their names when they go to the bank.
It's a thing.
Right, with the God-given hand, right? Yeah.
So I just think I was as much, when I say brighter, I just didn't have all the extraness going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would tell myself, you know, you did it. You here.
Right.
You still grinding. You still
period. You're alive.
You're
on
still
the side of the dirt.
You're still true to everything that you were back in the day.
Okay. It's just a finer version of it.
Yeah, just a more refined version. Yes.
Do you have the honor? Have you had any like just now we had a young lady call your name out. The Gen Zs, are they reaching out to you and asking you how do you emulate so much positivity?
I have a lot of people message me. I turned my messenger off on Facebook because it's overwhelming. It's a lot. But every now and again, I do go to my laptop and check my messages because people reach out to me for all sorts of things, and it's unbelievable. Even you reached out to me in my inbox, and if I don't check it, I don't know that you guys are connecting with me. But yeah, people from all walks of life reach out to me, men, women. I shared a story some years ago about DWI that I received, and I got so many messages about,
because it's just your realness.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, you know, you saved my life because I was out tonight and I called an Uber.
Right.
Because of your story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang.
I used to be ashamed. I got one. And I'm not a citizen. And so I was in jail for 4 days with no bail.
Oh, no.
And I used to be ashamed to talk about that. And I wasn't even inebriated. They tried to hit me with a gross misdemeanor by trying to just do what they do to us. And I got me a good lawyer. Because if I would have got hit with that gross misdemeanor, I would have been deported. Even though it's back to Canada. But I sat for 4 days. I have a house, car, everything. No bail when you're not a citizen. So I spoke on that part of it. Because a lot of my friends are Caribbean. And they have green cards like me. And like, hey, heaven forbid I ever did another one. I'd do 180 days. And then I'd be out. And so, and unfortunately, right after that happened, we lost a dear friend and a big person in our community to a drunk driver. She was coming home to work. So I don't play when it comes to that. And I used to be like, oh, why should I talk about it? And now I educate people so they don't make the same mistake. When I throw parties, I pay for people's Ubers.
Okay.
If they can't drive home.
I love that.
Because I want them to come back to my party tomorrow. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And we all want to have a good time and let go. So, but Yeah, I used to be like, oh my God, I was a horrible person. No, I was human. I didn't eat that day. I had a drink. Blue. Yeah.
It's hard to share, your personal life
Journeys
with
and
people, especially with people you don't necessarily know.
Right, and get vulnerable.
A lot of people say, like, why are you sharing certain things? And it's like, there's a difference between, sharing a story and telling your business.
Mm-hmm.
Like, telling your business has you're just talking to people.
Period.
You're just kind of venting.
Right.
But sharing a story is like, listen, this is what happened to me.
Right.
This is what I learned from what happened to me, and this is how I plan to move forward. That's sharing your story. Telling your business is like, I bought a house, I bought a car, or whatever it may be. It's like, okay, that's a different That's a different type of discussion.
And that's what I am loving to do in this space right now is what is your journey, interviewing people about what your journey is, what's on the roadmap, what happened when there was a fork in the road, all that great stuff.
There's a lot
and people, one thing I learned in a social media marketing class at St. Thomas during the pandemic is people want to hear your journey. Mm-hmm. They want to connect, especially people that don't know us.
Right.
And they want to know our history. Not our story, but our history. They really do. And nothing's wrong with sharing that in a respectful space. So I appreciate you coming in.
Yes.
Tell people how they can find you, please, and thank you.
So I am on social media, of course, Instagram. I am Nicole Pacini. All my handles are I am Nicole Pacini. So I just started doing TikTok videos.
Can you spell that? I am, and then how do
So
you spell
I
Nicole?
am Nicole.
Right.
P like peanut butter.
Yeah.
ACINI.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's got so much greatness to come, and we are going to make sure and stay tuned. And thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so great.
Awesome. Again, my name is Trinny Cee, live and direct here, Hip Hop Nation, First World TV.
What's up, y'all? I'm Nicole Pacini. When I'm in the Twin Cities, I watch Hip Hop Nation on First World TV.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey.
Holla back.
Yeah.
Holla back.
That's why
Cow.
Hey.
This the mix.
Vietnam. You heard me say I got this. Remember every time I talk shit and then packed it up and acted up and lost my chips? Well, fuck bad vibes, stay optimistic. Tell me this can't hit the populace quick. Tell me black sheep won't flock, imitators won't fly, radios won't pop to this shit. Take the world, then the universe lake is just a pearl. On the grand scale, she's just a girl and I'm just a man who love to stay but adjust the plans. Just a chance a nigga make it. Just enough, I take it all. Blast up a big loaf, break it off. Can't walk to the sky if you're afraid to fall, my nigga. Vietnam. Hey, yeah. Looking like victory. I say Vietnam. Looking like victory. Hey, Vietnam. Hey, yeah. Looking like victory. I say Vietnam. Looking like victory. When Vietnam. Oh, right now we're the underdogs. Soon we'll be the Thundercats. Like keep that under wraps, but don't gloat. Let them think that we'll go broke. We fear not, because we know 50s are stacking, my singles rising, Benjamin spilling all over the floor. Plant-based laurels, trees below. Let's snatch these labels up by they throat. Claim I'm more than they can afford unless they pay me for each note. And if I'm inclined to sign that dotted line, you know I hand out more than hope. Becoming colossal with every quote. Paint a Picasso with every stroke they fold. I fear not. Hey, yeah. Looking like victory. I say fear not. Looking like victory. Hey, fear not. Hey, yeah. Looking like victory. I say fear not. Looking like victory. When fear not. Feel a little drunk, I feel a little high, and I find myself in this situation. You look good, so I'm feeling like finishing this conversation. Put your body close to mine. Know you feel this elevation. Tonight is slow down time. Feel that sensation. Touch of temptation. Body vibrations. Oh, oh. Queen of creation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Feel that sensation. Feel that sensation. Feel that sensation. Turn up the genuine. Turn down your hesitations. Everything gon' be alright. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This ain't just another night. I feel tremendous. Intoxicated, mixing like a chemist. I'ma take you home. My bed is vacant. Once I taste it, you gon' feel that sensation. Touch of temptation. Body vibrations. Oh, oh. Queen of creation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Feel that sensation. Feel that sensation. Feel that sensation.
(612-377-3456). We definitely gonna have a good time today. I have this light-skinned dude in the building right now. He's called the one and only Black. Oh, the dark-skinned dude. My bad. What's up, Black?
What up with you, my dude? How you feeling?
Oh, man, I'm good. If you could get close to that mic right there.
How you feeling? What a feeling. You know what I mean?
What a feeling?
What a feeling,
Yeah,
man.
something like that, right?
That's what today is all about.
That's what it's about?
What a feeling.
Okay. I see y'all rocking y'all heads with me. Y'all feeling what I'm feeling. Okay, D-Mac. You gonna vibe with me on this one, dog? Let's see.
It all started when I was a little boy, while the other kids were playing with toys. I heard this beautiful sound. It came from out of my mama's living room. That's when I knew what I wanted to do. Let me express it to you. What a feeling, what a feeling. Oh, y'all, what a feeling I get when you come around me. Hey, hey, what a feeling, what a feeling. Oh, y'all, what a feeling
my number one
I get when you come around me.
Hey, yo, I feel good. Cause I love her, she feel good, cause she loves me too. I love being in the studio alone with her. I love writing, composing new songs with her. I put pride in all my work, all my play, and she always hit me when I got something to say. Never asked about money nor where I stay, and she'll always be down from state to state.
What a feeling, what a feeling. Oh, y'all, what a feeling I get when you come around me. Hey, hey, what a feeling, what a feeling. Oh, y'all, what a feeling.